Hi guys, I'm really excited to share something with you, but I needed a little time to do it. You might even see my dogs on it in the background. This is Pepper, and this is Jackie. That's Pepper. What I'm referring to is the artificial turf that I installed 3 years ago. Over time, I wanted to get an idea how it was going to hold up to the elements, and I can't be more happier with this product. He just loves it. I'm going to show you the installation process, and I'm going to show it to you right here in under 5 minutes.
This is all the dead grass we dug out. You may have something different. Whatever it is, clear it out and get to the dirt. Artificial turf cannot rest on dirt alone. Clearing out 3 to 6 inches of dirt and replacing it with a sand and gravel mixture is necessary for proper drainage. This pile is a mixture of sand, gravel, and small rock. It's called construction fill, which is typically used around foundations. It compacts well, and it provides excellent drainage properties. If you need something to move dirt and materials, you can't go wrong with this Gorilla Cart. Learn more about it in the description below. Treated landscape timbers were placed around the perimeter, which will help secure the artificial turf later. For this application, the construction fill was leveled with the treated landscape timbers. If you have sprinkler heads or other objects where the turf will be, make adjustments as necessary to accommodate the thickness of the turf. Strings were laid out to form a grid pattern. This helped with leveling the construction fill. In fact, the surface was designed with a slight crown for better drainage. Compacting the sand and gravel mixture isn't necessary, but it can't hurt either. A weed barrier was laid down just as a precaution. It was cut to size and stapled to the landscape timbers. When pre-trimming the turf, leave 3 to 5 inches around the border. Final trimming will occur later. Seams must be perfectly cut and aligned. Also, make sure the pile of the turf is running in the right direction. This white strip you see here is a backing when gluing turf together. This is called a seam. This glue is called Emerald Pride, and it's made specifically for artificial turf. A light mist of water activates the glue. Refer to the manufacturer's specifications for the best adhesion. Extra help is essential to get the seams perfectly aligned. Once the seams are together, weight it down for an hour or 2. Trimming can be done before or after this step. Take your time. You only get one chance. 2-inch flat-headed decking screws are used here to secure the turf to the treated landscaping timbers. To anchor the main section of the turf, do not use wire anchors. They won't penetrate, and they bend easily. Instead, use large galvanized nails as you see here. Hammer them down into the turf. Pry out the fibers of the grass, and you'll never know they exist. 1 nail every square foot should suffice. Infill is usually silicon sand, and its purpose is to weight the turf down. For this application, since it's a dog run, the material used is quite different. It's called zeofill. It weights the turf down, but its primary feature is absorbing odors. A drop spreader would be ideal in this situation, but the only thing available was this broadcast spreader. A carpet rake was used to work it into the fibers. You're almost there. To clean up things, use a gas blower and hose it down. That's it. Time is up. And there you go. And under 5 minutes as promised. Coming up, bonus footage, so stick around. Important information and other critical steps will be discussed. And you can always find more information in the description below. Hey guys, do yourself a favor and subscribe to this channel. Give it a thumbs up and hit that bell to get notification of new content. Now back to the video for that bonus footage. If you noticed, this channel is new to YouTube. More content will be coming soon, with an expectation to keep videos short. Hence the name, here it is in 5 minutes. Keep in mind the entire video may be longer than 5 minutes. The point to get across is to keep it short. Why? They say a person's attention span is very short. If the video hasn't interested you in 5 minutes, it probably won't. If you like these videos and you're still watching, great. Stay tuned as there's more to share. If you don't like these videos, that's okay. No hard feelings. But Pepper may have something to say about that. So, how did we get from here to here? Let's find out. It all starts with a set of plans. Start by drawing a diagram of your layout, preferably to scale. This will help determine exactly how much artificial turf you will need for your project. Not enough creates a big problem, and too much is just plain wasteful. But first, there's a few things you need to know before designing your project. Here is a small piece of artificial turf. You'll notice the edge has this unfinished look to it. It's like some kind of base material or something, but it will need to be trimmed off. Not to worry. I'm sure it's intended to be that way from the manufacturing process. This important tip could be critical to your measurements. Why? Because rolls of artificial turf come in 15-foot widths. This small fringe on the edge is included in that measurement. Each edge is affected by about 3 inches. It's uncertain exactly, but it's possible a roll of turf could be affected edge to edge. That takes away a half a foot, or allows for only about 14.5 feet of working material. Keep this in mind so you don't end up short on material. Now let's look at the backside of the turf. The holes are obviously for drainage. The rows of stitching you see gives you an idea how the grass fibers are attached, which will come real handy when it comes to cutting the artificial turf. When cutting artificial turf, you should always make cuts on the backside, and I'll show you why in a minute. But first, straight cuts can be made using the rows as a guide. You can also cut across the rows if needed, and you might consider using some type of straight edge if you do. Take your time. Now let's demonstrate. Here is a cut between the stitched rows. A sharp utility blade is always recommended. And the results here are very clean. And this is the result cutting across the stitched rows. Still a very clean cut. Do not use scissors at any time, front or back. Here's why. You will cut and shorten the blades of grass, and it will greatly diminish the final look, possibly leaving bare spots. See the results? It's definitely not the result you want to have. The grass blades to the artificial turf is called the pile, and the pile runs one direction only. This side view shows the blades at an angle, and it's important to know this prior to installation, especially if you plan to seam any edges. The pile is just part of the turf and how it's made, in addition to how it's rolled and stored. Here I'm going to show you how valuable a scaled drawing will save you money. This drawing was taken to the next level using an aerial photo from a drone. A scaled pattern was created, keeping in mind the width limitations and the direction of the pile. These arrows here indicate the seams. And again, these arrows represent the direction of the pile. The two smaller pieces of turf on the left were trimmed from the main section you see on the right. Doing it this way saved money, and it eliminated extra turf going to waste. Now, had twice the amount of turf been purchased, all the while being cognitive of the pile direction, this would have only eliminated one small seam, but the final outcome would have resulted in more waste. Whether your project is simple or complex, being creative about it will undoubtedly save you money in the long run. So by now, you're probably wondering what brand of turf was used for this application. This turf is made by Sin Lawn, an industry leader for over 20 years. Learn more about them by visiting their website at www.sinlawn.com. You will see all types of artificial turf just right for your application. Learn about the technology they've built into the products, in addition to how environmentally friendly they are. You'll be able to look up a turf dealer near you or use the project calculator to determine how much material you'll need. Best of all, it's made right here in the good old USA. Just so you know, this is not a paid advertisement, nor did they sponsor this video. This is truly an honest product review. You can also purchase Sin Lawn products at Lowe's. This turf has experienced almost everything Mother Nature can throw at it. Rain, wind, an occasional hailstorm, and lots of snow. None of it seems to affect it. However, the biggest benefit from any moisture is that it helps flush out. Well, you know, dogs smell like urine and things. As the dogs got older, they seemed to not like the snow as much. So as you see here, a path was created for them when they needed to go outside. An ordinary snow shovel works just fine. Just remember to shovel in the direction of the pile. It's much easier that way. Of course, shoveling sideways will work too. But don't worry, you can't hurt it. Now, what you're about to see is not recommended. That's right, using a snowblower. Many things could go wrong here. Probably the worst thing that could happen is the snowblower might dig in too far, tearing the turf or catching it into the auger, which would cause severe damage. Or the rear wheels could wrinkle the turf depending how secured it is to the ground or weighted down with sand. This snowblower is equipped with adjustable nylon skid plates, which prevent it from digging into the ground. Just go real slow. If you're up for the challenge, just be very careful. Know your capabilities and know your turf. You've been warned. Here are some other maintenance tips. Yes, that's a trimmer. On the other side of the fence is natural grass, and during the growing season the grass will come up along the fence line. And trimming is necessary to trim on both sides of the fence. You might think the trimmer could be harmful to the artificial turf, but no worries. If you keep the trimmer at a low speed, the string doesn't affect it. Actually, the string is more harsh on the post than anything else. The only other equipment you may need is a blower. A blower makes it so easy to maintain during the nicer months. Clearing debris or leaves is a breeze.
Well, I'm back. It's been a while. It's been 10 years. Yeah, just a lot of changes. Look at me. It's been 10 years almost to the day that this artificial turf was installed. Let's take a side-by-side comparison look at the before and after. Let's talk about something. At the beginning of this video, I mentioned something to the effect of 3 years ago. In the spring of 2015 is when this turf was installed. Now, it's the spring of 2025, and I'm just releasing the video. My intentions were to release it sooner than that, but through a lot of false starts and a little bit of procrastination on my part, I'm just getting around to releasing the video. You know what's unique about this video? Here, you get to see 10 years worth of durability, quality, how it's going to hold up to the elements. It looks just as good as it does when it was new. And I bet I can get another 10 years out of it. I do have one complaint, but it's really not fault of the product. In direct sunlight, it gets extremely hot. 86 degrees outside, and the surface temperature can be 137 degrees. Now, that's a little bit too hot for your dogs. My sprinkler system is tied to my Google Home. Hey Google, start watering.
Okay, starting the sprinkler system zone 2.
I water for about 30 seconds. That's all it takes, 30 seconds. If you are one of those who are away from home for extended period of time and your dogs have access to a doggy door, you may have to improvise. And what I would suggest is to create your own shade. If you're already in a shady area, there's not a problem whatsoever. If I was to rate this product 1 through 10, I would definitely give it a 10. I haven't seen any deterioration. I have not seen any weeds grow up through it. My dogs even do this funny little kick when they do their business, and you would think that would tear up the fibers, but it doesn't. Cleaning up after your dogs is fairly easy. Once it's dried out by the sun or frozen from the cold, the grass fibers actually suspend it off the ground. Just scoop it up, just like that. If you have a messy dog stool, water it down with a hose until it dissolves into the turf. But don't worry, the Zeofill will take care of the rest. So in 2016, we were so impressed with this artificial turf, we decided to do the front yard. Let's take a look at some of those pictures and how that project turned out. Before I go, I want to leave you with this. Make sure you comply with your city codes, and if you have an HOA, make sure you get approval with them as well. Until next time, thanks for watching. We'll see you later. Good job. Oh, good job.